it's a big day on the ranch. There was like a million things going on here today. It's pretty cool. Uh, it's early for that. Like normally we don't get this place really hopping till spring, so it's good to see the progress. But what I thought I would talk about tonight is making mistakes is part of the progress. And so we're doing some new stuff here, and um, there's a lot of things that are going right, and there's a couple things that are going wrong. And I was thinking about that, like, how is that connected to our horsemanship, and how maybe we might need to adjust and kind of go with the flow sometimes to try to figure things out. Um, to make sure that we're making the right kind of progress. And just to understand that you're going to make some progress, right? Doing things, but then you might make some mistakes, and it's okay. Like, the reason you're making mistakes is because you're moving forward. And sometimes it's in uncharted territory, and you just haven't been there. You don't really know. So don't be afraid of that mistake. Like, it's only happening because you're moving forward. It's unknown. It's new territory, right? So, um, if you weren't out there and if you weren't doing anything, you wouldn't be making that mistake. But you might be having maybe a form of regret or something, and looking back saying, "Oh, I wish I had." And so the question, I guess, is how flexible are you, and how flexible are the horses? And um, we were doing some riding today and talking about um, some just different dynamics. We got a couple kids here that have been riding, and they've got nicer horses this year. And I'm not sure the real push, but I think what's going on is they've got nicer horses and they want them to be as nice as they can be. So they're motivated on a different level now, because they're not just riding not as nice horses, and they've learned a lot since the other horses. And so I think they're figuring out that if they do the same things now as they did then, that the nice horses might not be as nice as they could be. So they're getting a little more curious, because they're like, oh, they're looking at this and they're like, I think there's more to this. And I'm like, oh yeah, there's a lot more to it. So um, it was interesting breaking some things down for them, and essentially talking through how I motivate my own horses through the mistakes that they make, and how I deal with it. And it was interesting, like when I broke it down for them, to see the light bulbs come on, because I do it in front of them all the time. I just don't know that they really understand the process, because I just don't talk about it. I maybe talk about it in more layman's terms, like this is the ABCs and one, two, threes, but not maybe so specifically um, with a horse that I want to get better at that moment, at that level. And so I think it hit a little bit differently. And I just kind of was reminded of like the similarities between like the projects we got going, and horsemanship and riding, and where they're at in their riding, and the things that they're doing. And at the end of the day, I think one thing that is helpful is, it's like, we're all going to make mistakes, but there's a couple things that can help you out. It's like, one of them's like, are you resourceful? Like, say street smart versus just book smart. Like, you have to have a certain amount of smarts for sure, but then are you smart enough streetwise to like find the answer? Like, ask somebody, phone a friend, look something up, review old material, slow things down, try again. Like, it's not just enough like, do you have the answer or not, but like, can you find the information? And so being resourceful is one of them. The other thing is like, are you willing to adapt and mold? Like, maybe the mistake means you have to adjust something. Maybe something's actually not ever going to be the same, but can you adjust it enough that it'll kind of make it work? So are you flexible um, to move forward, right? So resourceful and flexible are two very important things. Um, Another thing is like, are you focused enough to stick to the task? Like, okay, this isn't working the first time. Am I willing to put a couple of repetitions on this and see where we're at in 5 or 10 minutes? Because I'm going to focus through this and see how it goes. Um, and two, another one, like, am I curious? Am I curious enough to try to figure this out? And that's a big thing too. Like at the end of the day, um, is it important to me? I guess that curiosity maybe comes from importance. And it's interesting how many of these things can be put into horsemanship, because when I look back at the lesson that I gave them, at the end of the day, I'm kind of just trying to create curiosity in my horse. Like, let's say he makes a mistake. Can I get enough curiosity in him to want to search for the answer himself? Right? Because if it's just me saying, hey, this is what I want and this is what I don't want, but then the horse isn't participating, that's way different than if the horse is like, you know what? That seemed like it's probably not the right answer, but I was curious what is the right answer, because I'd like to seek it and I'd like to find it and figure this out so that we can both move forward together and better. So, yeah, there's just a couple things that kind of happened today. So, what do we got in here? We got, oh, let's see. This is a good one. Wendy says, applies to my new job too. Tried something new, made a mistake, learned, and will be ready next time. No harm done, just a slight. Yeah, exactly. That type of thing. Yeah, maybe, does anybody else have anything they've struggled with? Just like something they had to reset or twist and turn. Maybe you're juggling schedules. Maybe you got a new job like Wendy. Maybe it is with your horse. Maybe it's out on a project like I was having today. Few different things. Like, does anybody else have something? Or maybe if you're just like, you know what, I don't want to talk about it, but maybe just put like a 1 in the chat. You're like, okay, I have had problems and challenges, but I'm going to use them to help move forward. Let's see. I'm going to check this one here. Sometimes the chat does not blow up on my phone. Let me turn this one off. Okay. Oh yeah, there's a few on here. Wendy. It's like Holly's on here. Denise, Janet, Lisa, Anna. A bunch of new folks on here. Donna, Karen, Lori. I think Wendy's being the brave one tonight to share. Thank you, Wendy. I appreciate that. Lindsay normally shares quite a bit of things. She messaged actually today. Looking forward to the year and stuff. Our Equine Masterclass members, they've got access to me so they can reach out whenever they want. They got questions and stuff. So cool. Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about today, was just some challenges and what we got to do to move forward and not to be worried about it. And so, like, we got a few things going, and it's going to be, the other thing is patience. Like, I've got a little thing on a project that I'd like to fix. We're going to have to make an adjustment on it. And things are a little bit, they're not permanent yet, but they're permanent enough. We're going to have to make, it's going to be a project to make the adjustment. But are you willing to kind of be patient enough for that to give it time to work out, right? And that holds true with the horses too. A lot of times, it's like, it might take a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks to get like an actual breakthrough with your horse and kind of get him in a groove. Like, for instance, one of my kids here was like, hey, I know you want to get to filming some colt start and stuff. I noticed you haven't had Blade out like all winter. I've been working them a little bit, but not really riding them much. And they're like, we should probably think about getting him out. so that when he goes on camera to help this colt, that we don't have two colts in the pen, we just have one colt and we have one support horse. And I says, you know, that's a great idea. I hadn't really thought about that, but I think they were thinking about it because they know that they've been in that situation before where they need to, like when we start colts, I like to use a nice saddle horse and then the colt for part of it. Okay, we do all the groundwork on the ground and everything, and then we work the colt from the saddle horse and different things, and then we'll put the first ride. Typically there's two of us in there, one on the saddle horse, one on the colt. And to me, it's just one of the best ways to start a horse. I've started horses lots and lots and lots of different ways, but I'm not a huge fan of just being in the round pen by yourself with the horse and going for it. It can work out really well in a lot of instances, and if you do your homework with the right horse, it's probably fine. But history tells me even a nice horse can have a moment, can have a glitch or whatever, and just having that support horse done properly can be good. Now, if the support horse is a piece of junk and the person on the support horse is not handy, it actually adds problems to it. But if you have a good horse and a good person and a good program and everybody understands each other, then now it's almost like you have twice as much help in there to make sure the situation moves forward. Um, so um, they've been in that situation where they've had a good saddle horse work, but they've also seen where they've had um, a saddle horse didn't work well or a ground crew. So they're just like, let's make sure that saddle horse is in the program again, because he's kind of been sitting around for a while. So that was a good point. But my point is they're thinking about it because of the things they've been through, right? They're like, this could go a couple of different ways, and I'm in on this, so let's try to make the best of it for sure. So I thought that was good, a good little point to kind of make. So and on that, if you're an Equine Masterclass member already, we just released a new product that's connected to, let me grab it here. It's connected to the untrainables. This is probably going to read backwards here for you guys. But this is the book that I wrote last winter, one of the books. We added some videos and kind of a toolkit. I call it the Untrainables Reset Kit. And part of being in the Equine Masterclass, they get access to everything that I do for the most part. Not like 100%, but if I release a new product, it goes into the Equine Masterclass vault. Okay, so I'm going to be releasing this to the general public also, not just the book. Like this book has been released, okay, but I've added to this book in that we've added a video series and some worksheets and stuff to kind of help mold this into things. Like this is a great book. It's a standalone situation for sure. But I thought, you know, how cool if we could add to this and make it kind of like this package thing. So for those of you wanting early access to that reset kit, all you got to do is roll on over to the Equine Masterclass. So if you're not a member, you can get in there on a monthly membership for pretty reasonable. What did I compare it to? It's the cost of 2 airport burritos a month. I think I paid like $18 for a burrito the other day. I thought, man, that Equine Masterclass membership's just getting more and more reasonable every day. So anyway, I just think like, what's the cost of staying alive, being efficient, not studying 600 different people on YouTube to try to piece things together when you can just find a person or two that's like done the journey, has a program that you can follow that you know works. And so this is part of now my Equine Masterclass group. We put this as a package deal in there for you. So I just thought I'd let you know. And if you're an Equine Masterclass member and you haven't been on there in a little bit, or you didn't hear about the announcement, we announced it, I think, a couple days ago, that we have the kit in there and it's in the modules. It's ready to go. So yeah, it's there. If you guys want, check that out. I wish my mentors had put a few things here. They had some good stuff, but not not as in depth as some of the stuff that you can do at home, right? The people that I learned from, they were really good at like the in-person stuff and that sort of thing. They had a few, I guess they were VHS tapes, most of them back in the day. A few of them made it to the DVD era, which is now pretty much over, and now everything's online. So, all right. Let's see. Lori, looking forward to getting my round pen set up so I can really get going with cat. I like that, Lori. Good. Tammy said, I haven't really done anything in a month. I know I'll have things to work on. I will do my best to be patient and consistent. Very good. Lindsay said the round pen took some revisions. It's hard getting things round, I'm telling you. Oh, good ride on hip today. Good job, Karen. Mindset, says Lori. Cool. All right. Looks like a few of you got some comments on there. All right. Well, I'm going to let you guys get rolling. I just wanted to touch base with you and let you know what was cooking around here. So I appreciate you guys. If you like these lives, whack on the buttons a little bit, drop some comments, show some love, do the things. And I will look forward to talking with you guys again. So sorry we're not on a horse tonight. We rode early and then got busy. And we're here now in the studio. So, all right. Yeah, we got to keep moving. Absolutely. So, thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll catch you again next time. Have a great night. Be safe out there.